Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to another video. This one's just going to be another update on the 1963 Hardtop generic box art build. If you're looking at it right now, I'm thinking it hadn't gone much further than the last video. You'd be absolutely spot on. I think the last time I got to work on this, it was Thursday. We're now on Sunday morning. I've just got a few spare hours. Just had a really busy past couple of days, um, but yeah, I mean, that night after I'd posted that video, got back home and what have you. I know in the last video I was talking about moving these rear fender wheel arch openings forward a little bit, and just because something didn't look right, and I finally figured out, once I've got this door line going down here, it's still going to be an absolutely massive front wing. So, and I would say this car is based on size wise, it's kind of a 63 Galaxy size car. It's not a Lincoln size car, and the wheelbases are quite different. So, I think the reason why I've just gone into an introduction to the video at this point is because you get to see what I'm looking at rather than having to go back and look at past videos. So as you can see, we've got quite a long wheelbase on this, a lot of cabin space in between here. And my thought process on moving this forward to accommodate for that. I mean, it does have to come forward a tad anyway, to kind of match the real car. But I think I'm gonna have to take a section out of this front wing. So I think I'll cut a section out of this side down here. I'm not gonna go overboard. It only needs a little bit taken out. So I'll cut a big slice out of it on this side. And I'll also cut the same length out of the top here, and I'll essentially just remove the front clip, and once them pieces are out, we're going to just shift the whole front clip backwards. Like I say, I don't need a great deal. I will mark out my rough door lines before I make that cut, just because wherever I'm going to take the portion out of this front fender, I don't want it anywhere near where I'm going to be scribing a new door line in the plastic. I don't want to be scribing through filler and chipping away filler and what have you. So yeah, the other thing I really don't like about this roof here, and I'm assuming it's factory correct for the Galaxy and what have you, but it's almost like a visor, and it makes this front trim look really heavy. I mean, I've built maybe 3 or 4 of these kits before. This is another one from I would say mid to late teens. I think this was about the third time I'd built this kit, and now I've done what I can with it at the time. And yeah, I think I even used the Prestige chrome foil which came in the kit, and it's probably 10, 12, 13 years old by the time I put it on, so it didn't go on great. But yeah, it always made this front trim heavy, this front window look heavy, like it's got a visor on it. I mean, maybe that was the purpose of it, not too sure, to be quite fair. So yeah, we're going to take all that off as well. I do want to add something to the rear end. I mean, we're talking about stuff again when we're not doing it, but I'm just going to film the rest of this clip, and then I'm not going to release another video until I think I've made some better progress. We're going to lower this trim line, this channel line down here on the box. It does definitely have a channel, but it's nowhere near as high as what's on the Lincoln body line. So we're gonna lower it quite a bit, but we're also going to use that to our advantage to enhance this rear quarter panel kick-up line as well. So I mean, like I said, the reason for shortening it is, it's all, the car's already too long. And even with, once we got that rear end, whatever we're doing on the rear end on there, it's going to be as long as a box top, and that car's not in that scale, so, or not that long, or that's not how I depict it anyway. So we are going to have to do something. I mean, the Galaxy with custom parts, and if you put in extensions on any of these kits, it's always going to be a big model. I mean, this is one I did using the extended front and rear ends. Was never happy with it whatsoever. I think what killed it for me is I blackwashed the doors, and it don't look too bad on camera, but it just kind of ruined the whole thing for me. The paint job, everything, and I wasn't going to paint it again, so I pretty much threw it together half-heartedly. And wheels have broken off in time, not even bothered fixing them. But yeah, we'll probably rebuild this one day. But because, like I say, I've never been happy with it, and I think I just used silver. I didn't even bother foiling this one. I just paid it silver just to get it on the shelf. But yeah, so they're a long car anyway, and we aren't going to be far off. But yeah, it just needs a little bit of shortening. Really, and there is a potential I might put the front fender well from the Galaxy on there as well. But I mean, we aren't going to get all that done in this week. It's just that's kind of when I was, like I say, I mean, I don't, when I'm not working on a model or I'm not feeling like, I just won't go near the bench, but I will always have this close by to the sofa just so I can start looking at these things and just running through it for a day or so, and just start my new game plan, because that's all we're doing with this. But yeah, so I mean, I'll see how much I get done today. I think, and the other thing is, I want to say a big thank you to all the viewers, everybody who's subscribed so far. Vastly appreciate the support, and we have actually gone over 500 now. I think we got over the 500 mark not so long ago. I think I don't think it went too far over, but then it dropped down again. So I was hoping to do some kind of giveaway, because as the way I see it, the first 500 subscribers and everybody who watches the videos and likes and comments, they're the kind of the original OG, so to speak, of the channel, and hopefully the channel will continue growing. But you guys who have been from the start, it means a great deal to me, as it will do for the next 500 or so. But so I was struggling with me. I wasn't really planning on doing too much of a giveaway. It's I think my location in the UK makes things shipping abroad quite expensive. But I don't want to. I want to open it up to everybody. So I mean, the best thing I could really come up with as a token of my appreciation was, I just got a few old magazines. These are my oldest. This is my oldest car magazine. I think it's a 1958 issue. This, and the relatively small magazines and what have you. In size wise, they've got plenty of pages. And I think this is my oldest car model magazine as well. Got some really great articles in there and what have you. But I thought, like I say, I wanted to show some kind of appreciation, and if I took a kit off whatever I'm selling, off on eBay, or picked something off the shelf and what have you, for the people in the States, they're probably going to be the average of a $10-15 kit what you'd be paying at a swap meet, rather than, and I think these are, not a lot of people have magazines like this, and I think it'd be nice to add to anybody's collections. So yeah, I mean, I think so. What I'll do with that is, if you want to have your chance at those magazines, just drop a comment in this video. I'll leave it to the end of the month for for somebody to, and then do a count up, and then what I'll do is I'll count it from comments wise from the top to the bottom, and just use one of them number picking apps just to see which person's won it on, and then I'll ship it anyway. I'll get in contact and we'll get them in the post to you, whether you're in America, whether you're in Europe, or whether you're just in the UK. But I'm not gonna. The reason why I've not put giveaway in the thumbnail, or won't be doing, is because you guys who watch the videos, probably be at this point now still listening to me. So and I'll just make an announcement at the end of the month, at the end of April, whose number came out, and we'll get that sorted. But yeah, I think that I just want to say a really big thank you to the viewers, to the other people in the community who have offered support, and I just wanted to give something back. I mean, doing this it's not very cheap, to be fair. You do end up spending a lot of money on getting things in, especially for kits and buying paint and what have you. But yeah, so there's that, and the other thing I'd saying is, when I came out of that, when I finished that Plymouth, the USACC build, I'd just come out of a small scale build as well, and I just really wanted to. That was when I started them two. I was only 2 projects of my own on the channel, so I just wanted to get back and start sort of doing some of the things I wanted to do for the channel, rather than joining another group build. But there has been some other ones going on since. I know the Trog one just started before the end of the USACC one, but there's also a group build for the under 1000s. So I'll put the name of that group build in just before the next clip. But there's a lot of great outstanding builders out there, with all different kind of styles. You got the talent of the likes of Mars Garage, who weathers all these models up. It's a skill I don't think I'll ever get up to, or I'll steer away from it, just because of the other ones, the other types of cars I like to do. But absolutely outstanding work. There's model restorations as well, who started around the same time as me, and Sodak, who started I think in the August before me. But and his Plymouth build, that absolutely blew me away with that colour chip car. I think it was definitely one of my favourites up there for that whole build. But so yeah, go and check out all them group builds, and then you get to know all the guys who are still under 1,000 and what have you. And I think they deserve some really good recognition. And so anyway, we're 13 minutes in, and we haven't even touched the model yet. So, but I think there was a lot to cover in that first little bit. Like I say, I did want to say a big thank you for getting me over that 500 mark. It means great deal. So I think what we'll do is we'll get the raise saw out again, and we will see you in the next clip. Right then, well, we've been at this for about another 3 hours. Unfortunately, run out of time today. I would have had a bit more time, but I've got other things to do, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, we made the drastic cut. I ended up taking 5 mil out, to be quite honest with you. So these are just the bits I've cut out of it. These are the side bits, and we still notched it at the top. I didn't really want to cut into this cowl at all. I wanted that to stay in place, so we just notched it out there as well. I mean, I do take pictures of the cuts and stuff like this. If you just wait till the end of the video, then I'll just post whatever pictures I've done as I've been progressing along with the project, so to speak. So yeah, I mean, that's made a massive difference, to be quite honest with you. It's it's certainly shortened the wheelbase to more of what we need. It is still actually slightly longer than the wheelbase of the Galaxy. To be fair, I think there's about an inch once I get it all lined up. As not an inch. There is about 5 mil or something to play with on the back end. It's hard telling this when you got it on camera, but yeah, lengthwise we're pretty much at the same as the Galaxy with the extended parts on. So that's looking a bit more to scale, to be quite honest. If anything, it's just a tad shorter. But we're getting there. I think I'm really glad I did that, to be honest. I mean, I've been pondering on that for the last 3 days while I haven't been working on the model at all. But yeah, I mean, we got that all into place. Really easy, to be quite fair. I mean, a bit time consuming, but it wasn't difficult at all the way I did it. I just cut a straight line down here, cut my notch out of there, and just cut it down this line as well. And because we've all got it cemented together, and that front end's not going anywhere, that was my structural base. So then I just shifted the whole thing back in, and it's sat in really well. I've not sanded it down on this side yet, but yeah, it's definitely looking a lot better now. And I could have not said anything, could have just gone ahead and left it with the long wheelbase, and it would have looked something like that. But yeah, I only want to build this model once. I don't want to look at it for the rest of my life thinking, I should have done that when I had the opportunity, and by then I would have done the project, and I wouldn't want to do it again, so I wouldn't want to do another one. So yeah, we got that all sorted. That was the first thing. Shaped down all this boot lid now, so it's in line with the original Galaxy rear scuttle panel. I mean, it was quite prominent, that boot lid for the Lincoln's very square, so it was sticking up quite a bit. But I didn't want to lose the channel or the feature line in there, so I just started sanding it carefully and making sure I kept it uniform, working up towards the middle, so it's got a uniform curve all the way around. And then I just got my needle file, and then just started channeling away at these bits in here just to make this roof line up with the existing channel, which runs all the way down. So that was that bit done, and that was really to set me up for the rear end. I haven't obviously done anything to the rear end before now, so I found it was like a rear valance, to be quite honest with you. You'll see it in the pictures before I cut it up and what have you, but yeah, I think it was a rear valance. I don't know if I tipped it the wrong way, but it just had the right look for the rear quarter panels. We are far from finishing, to be quite honest. We're just roughing up at the moment, but yeah, we got the shape we wanted in there. It's got that nice slope down rear quarter panel, which I was after. And I'd rather than cut off the just stick this rear panel over the Lincoln trunk lid. I did quite kind of like the feature of the Lincoln trunk lid, and I did want to keep it for this. I needed the tops of the fins to go anyway, so I can sort of work out where I'm sticking this. And obviously, I mean, this was quite a bit lower, so I needed them out of the way. So what I decided to do was just razor sawed the whole back of the car off to how much. I mean, it wasn't much. It was literally on the curve of the trunk lid where I made my cut the top of the fins off at the same time. The panel we used, whatever this was off, I mean, the shape of it almost looks a bit like a a Cadillac, or I have no idea. It's just in the parts box, to be fair. So yeah, it was just a little bit short, a little bit too narrow for the body. So I cut that in half, and we just stuck one side at a time and got it all lined up. And it was a very blank panel behind here, to be quite fair. It just sloped straight down. It really did look Cadillac Eldorado-y. So I thought I'd save that bit, and it just sat the back of that Lincoln trunk lid in there. I mean, we haven't got anything as reference for this for the rear end, so again, it's just trying to use me creativity on this one, I'm afraid, and yeah, we'll just make it look something like. But I did like the Lincoln feature, and it, you know, we're using the Lincoln as a base for this, and we're pretty much annihilating anything Lincoln. So leaving little bits like that, you know, I think it's going to work well with the overall designs. But yeah, I cut that little visor bit off the front windshield. That's made a massive difference to the height of the windshield. You know, it doesn't have that sun visory look anymore, and we've got quite, you know, it does open up the height, and you know, I'm much happier with the way that looks. And you know, it's more like what's on the box art. We didn't need a massive bit of chrome trim around here. So, and I've been really careful when I've been doing all this sanding. You know, I've made sure you know, when it needed a lot of coarse sanding, you know, with like 120 sticks and 180 sticks, just to get it down, so we're not just riding over the plastic. But obviously we've got all this trim round here, and I really do want to try my best to preserve that, because all I want to do once all the bodywork's done is just foil it. You know, we've still got the wheel arch. Well, the wheel arch is to sort out. You know, this one's sitting too high, and I do want to shift it over. Whatever I'm putting in there, just shift it a little bit under this windscreen, under this roof line here. You know, they are in with the Galaxies, like, so, you know, we do want to pull it in a little bit more. It looks like that rear arch is still in the stock position. You know, it's almost pulling away. It's not doing the design any much good. So we will sort that out. Not too sure about the front arch yet. You know, it's not bothering me too much at the moment, but I think we'll probably end up doing with something with that as well. So, but yeah, I think the only other thing, I mean, I started to get my feature line as well. Once I got this glued in place, I glued it probably, you know, 5mm, maybe 3, maybe, well, I don't know. It seemed a lot in taking off plastic wise, but I glued it probably just about just under where the tail light would have sat. Maybe where that little dot is in the middle of the tail light, we maybe glued it about that level. So we had a bit to sand down, but I really didn't want to lose the channel at all. That was the other thing I was worried about. So we didn't want to sit it too low. But we've managed to keep that channel all the way down and still have a little bit of contour in there, a little bit of a fin. But we've taken a lot out of this front, at the front section of this feature line, which the Lincoln had. So yeah, looking at it from that side, you know, we're getting more down to the level of the actual car on the box. And like I say, it's just lending itself as well to get that raised feature line. It's really hard to pick up at the moment. I've still got a little bit more work just to do on there, but the next stage to get that feature line right was to start running this channel down here. You can tell on the box here that, you know, the way the car's painted and shadowed, that there's a clear roll into the top of these into the top of the fenders, and that roll pretty much ends at the feature line. So we're having to put that in, and it does add a bit of shape to the body as well. It doesn't look like it's just the slab-sided Lincoln still. So yeah, we just started putting that in there. I mean, the way I've done that is, I've just started running me file in there just so I could get a bit of a shape, and then I just got my sanding stick and carefully just moved it along until I was creating a little bit of a body line there. But now we've got that in place, I can run my feature line, start getting that kick up using that where I've ended that feature line there. We can roll that top lip just into there and carry on. I mean, most of it's there, but I mean, we hadn't started on this side yet, to be honest. I would have done it, but I'm gonna have to set off relatively soon. Get this video edited, but yeah, my partner's nephews wanted me to fix these. I mean, I'd already fixed it once and painted it, but yeah, going back to Lucas, see what he said about apparently kids not being able to afford the hobby anymore. Well, these are tiny, to be quite honest with you. I mean, that's it next to a body, but apparently 2 of these cost about 34 quid or something like that. And yeah, the model kits is, I think, the Warhammer or something like that, but yeah, 32 quid for 2 of them. And so that goes against the point of the kids not being able to afford the hobby. That's just inflation for you, and that's it. So, but yeah, I think we're getting close, and I think once we've pretty much been working from the roof down all the way along. We have to get the roof done, and then it's the front end, and then I could sort out all the finer details, and even the finer details I've not finished finalised yet. I'm just roughing the shape out, and it won't be until I've got everything in place that needs to be in place that we're going to really start refining everything around here and bringing it together a little bit more. So, but yeah, I mean, I think I'm happy with that. I'm not too sure what I'm doing with the rear roll pan or rear bumper or lights or anything yet on it. I mean, that's a bit of a way off, but like I say, I think the next big job is to get the wheel arches positioned where I want them, and then we'll have a lot of work on the front end. We've got to bring the hood out right to the end of these panels here. So we're gonna, I think by the time we've got that around about there, we're gonna have to. I think I'm gonna probably end up using the stock AMT 63 Galaxy hood. It's got more a defined peak in the middle, and this is a custom version from the 63 Galaxy, and there's no real shape, and plus there's a massive great hole in it. So yeah, so we'll be about 5mm short on the back, I reckon, by the time we got that lined up and what have you. But yeah, there's quite a bit of work even in the hood. We got to roll the front, extend the front of the fenders and roll them into here, and then pancake the hood. I mean, it's just rolled edges really, rather than pancake, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, it's gonna take a bit of work getting that hood right and what have you. But yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna do today, to be quite honest with you. Like I say, I might as well upload this before I drop these. Yeah, my main purpose of going round to the partners is to drop these off. The kids had just come home after 2 weeks, and yeah, the first thing I think they asked is, are my things fixed yet? And so I've had to just muck about with them and get them ready. But yeah, again, I want to say a big thank you. Yeah, and like I say, these might not seem much, but I've had them a long time, and yeah, they're quite dear to me and what have you. But I think somebody else can enjoy them. So, like I say, as a thank you, all you need to do is comment on this particular video. You don't have to say I want the books. Just write a comment about the build or something, and I will count them at the end of the month on April the 30th. And then just like I say, I'll count the comments just from the top to the bottom, from 1 to 10, if there's 10 comments in there. And yeah, somebody will get these, and I hope they enjoy them. So the nice old books, these, and like I say, the two oldest magazines I have. So yeah, I think that, like I say, that's my oldest car magazine, and that's my oldest model magazine. And it's all relevant, isn't it? So I really do appreciate everybody getting me to that 500. I did want to do that last week, but never mind, things changed. So again, I'll just sign the video off here. Wish you all a very pleasant rest of your Sunday, whatever you're doing. And hopefully by the next video we'll have this a little bit further on. So we will see you in the next video. See you, bye.